So that's basically the display finished. A couple little things I want to tweak with. In the corners, the diffusers are overlapping there, so it's a little bit darker than it should be. So I'm going to make an adjustment on that. I've got the actual mounting plaque that I've made up there, which I'm fairly happy with. So I've turned the light on there so you can get a better idea of what I've got set up. The little bit there is the infrared sensor for the remote control. I've got an on-off power switch which is just wired into the actual electrical system, and at the moment I'm operating on a 12 volt DC adapter. So I'll just turn him on with the light ring on. Similar principle to what I did with the Terminator stuff. It uses the same type of remote control. There's a green there which I don't entirely hate when it comes to the Predator stuff, but I think the red is the one I'm going to go for most commonly. It gives a nice, for want of a better term, a dark light shadow, or it's certainly darker than the blue. I think the blue comes out too harsh, I'm not sure. As I said, apart from those couple of little bits and pieces I want to get sorted out, that's pretty much the display box sorted out for that. When I wired up the box for the Predator Shuriken, I had to cut the LED lights to match the length of the box, and the bits that I had left over from that I've actually used to actually light up some other projects that I'm working on. But since I've actually done that, I've actually noticed a curious little aspect to the way these things are internally wired. Might prove helpful to somebody else that's actually using this stuff. The first thing obviously is when you get these, they actually have a plug-in end and an extension end, and the system doesn't mind which end you power it from. You can power it from either the left or right end. The thing that I've actually found out that's actually interesting about it is that you don't have to necessarily power it from the ends. You can actually go anywhere along where these little cut strips are and actually power it directly from those points. So what this might mean is, let's just say that this piece of wood that I've got here might be a box, or it might be the underside of a car or a motorbike or something like that, and this corner represents where the power is available. So what you would think to do normally is to just tap into that corner and then run the thing around the outside edge or the underside of whatever it is you're trying to light, and that would provide the power to light up the system, and it would. But what I've found is that this can also be lit, and it will light up both sides of the lights from anywhere along these terminal points. You can see I've got the positive connected there, and I've hit the blue light on that side. Further down the center here I've got the green, and right down the very end I've got the red. Now I don't know why you would want to power it like that, but what it does mean is that you could power it from that center line, and it still lights up both the left and right aspects of the light. Which means you're not limited to going off the ends. So you can basically wrap this around to wherever you want. What I've actually used here is just normal pins that I've actually hammered through the actual terminal and into the piece of wood. And that's sufficient enough to actually create a connection. Now, if you really wanted to, you could probably cut that little bit of plastic back and actually solder directly to the terminals, but this is certainly good enough to actually give you an idea on how it works. To just demonstrate that idea a little bit further, I've done the same sort of thing there, and I've actually stuck two pins, one to the positive terminal and one to the blue terminal, so you can see it. And as you can see, if I provide some power there, that length lights up right along the full length of it. So you don't have to light it from one end or the other. It can be lit from any one of these terminal points, which means you're far less limited to where you need to actually place the wires to actually provide charge to it. So that's just an interesting little thing that I've discovered with it, which hopefully might be useful to somebody out there who's using this sort of system. The first of the two resin Terminators is now finished in terms of all the casting that's been done. I've literally got the last piece sitting there that's going to be demolded tomorrow. That's one of the shoulder blade parts. All the fingers and toes and all that sort of stuff are there. I'm going to deflash these and tidy them up a little bit, and then this one will be ready to be shipped off. And then it'll be on to Terminator 2. All things being equal, the Terminators are making their way out of the workshop slowly but surely. For those who've been watching and waiting, I've got my new sand material ready to get mixed up for the casting of the Predator mask. Unfortunately, I've got a full day ahead of me tomorrow on some other projects as well that I can't get out of, so looks like tomorrow's a write-off as well. But hopefully across the weekend, I should be in a situation where I should be able to start doing the first couple of tests with the new box to see if I can actually get the mask happening in one piece. So that's pretty much the update for this time, guys. Hopefully somebody found some useful tips for that LED light strip stuff. Anyway, thanks for watching. Talk to you next time.